We got some breaking head coaching news since the last time we spoke yesterday. The Jacksonville Jaguars have filled their head coaching vacancy. Liam Cohen informed the Buccaneers that he's going to be taking that job. That was a place where Todd Monken had interviewed. I think it was online. We were getting, yesterday at this time, we had an indication that maybe Todd wasn't going to be that guy, because when they did second interviews in person, when Todd was then available since the playoffs, the Ravens had been knocked out of the playoffs, he didn't get one of those. And just a little bit after the show yesterday, this was was announced. And then just right before the show today, the Raiders' job has been filled. They went with Pete Carroll. And the Raiders was a team that had requested an interview from Todd Monken. I don't think that they ever made that happen. I believe I saw an ESPN article by Jamison Hensley saying that they were going to get that interview on Friday of this week, but they never made it because they went with Pete Carroll. And that makes a lot of sense for the Raiders, because they need stability over there. And Pete Carroll can provide that. So that leaves just the Saints and the Cowboys jobs open, neither of which have I seen Todd Monken be interviewed for. I haven't seen any reports that show that those two teams are interested in Todd. That could always change. So until all head coaching vacancies are filled, there's always the chance that Todd Monken could become a candidate. But it's looking increasingly likely that, I left that there. It's becoming increasingly likely that Todd Monken will stay as the Ravens offensive coordinator, which in my view is excellent news. Under Todd Monken in 2024, the Ravens were number 1 in total offense, number 1 in rushing offense, number 7 in passing offense. Remember the year under Greg Roman? Number 1 in rushing? We're like, oh, he's just a genius run game coordinator. But then they had like the 32nd ranked pass offense. One of the reasons why the Ravens brought Todd Monken here was to marry the run and pass game. Mission accomplished. He kept the rush offense, and how could you not, with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry as your duo, and Justice Hill was running out of his mind this year. They didn't even, when Keaton Mitchell came back, they couldn't even get to him, given how well Lamar and Justice and Henry were doing. So he kept the number 1 rush offense and had him all the way up to number 7 in the passing offense. He empowered Lamar. We all knew Lamar could do this. He needed a chance. Todd Monken was able to provide that. They are number 3 this year in points per game, number 3 in third down offensive percentage, number 20 in fourth down. Got to fix that. They seem to finally fix it with some of those tush pushes with Mark Andrews. And they were number 1 in red zone offense, which is why it's still a killer that they weren't able to convert after Rashad Bateman caught that ball at the 2-yard line. So this is good news. And if last year wasn't enough for you, how about this? Let's look at the 2 years that Todd Monken has been here. Combined 2023 and 2024. Number 1 in red zone percentage, TD percentage. Number 1 in rushing yards. Number 1 in passer rating. Number 2 in offensive points per game. Number 2 in yards per play. Number 2 in total yards over the last 2 years. Offensive coordinators can get in your way. We saw it with Greg Roman. Todd Monken did the opposite of that. And then on top of it, now to me, the big, mark on Todd Monken's career here with the Ravens is that AFC Championship game. But my goodness, did he and Lamar and that offense solve the Steelers' problem? I mean, they were just running all over the Steelers. Steelers couldn't do anything week 16 or in the wild card game. And as I've said before, outside of that sequence at the 2-yard line, I thought Todd Monken played a called a mostly good game against the Bills. When you don't ever punt, your offensive coordinator did a good job. You never punted. Not once. You were moving the ball. You outgained them. I showed you the stats before, how the Ravens were the first team in NFL history to rush for to lose when they rushed for 175 yards, completed 70% or more of their passes, averages 10 yards or more per pass, converted 70% of their third downs, and didn't have to punt. That's a good game by Todd Monken. He messed up in that AFC Championship game for sure. That was a good game by Todd Monken.